All right. I am super excited today because I have been waiting. Probably this is something I've wanted for a couple years now, and just really thought I could wait. Didn't really want to justify it or anything, but I don't want to tell you exactly what's in the bag yet until I cut them open and we'll unbox them together. But I want to start with when we started our YouTube channel a long time ago. We went kind of, bare bones with some of the equipment that we got. First stands we got with a phone holder was this one. And as you can tell, over the years, it's disintegrating, falling apart. I probably am at the point where I should throw it away. I still see where I could use these two legs and maybe connect them onto something. But the phone holder that went with it has fallen apart as well. So, and I really, it was frustrating to always get it in with this type of setup. So, we decided that we were going to step up our game on that. And this is what a lot of people who are in YouTubers were using. And the Gorilla, I forget what the exact name of it is, but it has held up a whole lot better than the El Cheapo that we bought. For me though, I never really loved the way that a lot of people do when they're doing the selfies, and they would squeeze these together and kind of bend it like that and hold it out and do it that way. That was clumsy for me. It's great for when you're trying to connect it to a tree or something else, which I don't ever do. So there was something, oh, look at there. And so that one just popped out as we were talking. We got it back together. We did later end up buying this Joby ball, which made it a whole lot easier to adjust. When you got this connected to something, you could get your camera where it needed to be, as well as later we upgraded to a much better phone mount, and this is lasted over time. I have found, which I didn't ever really completely understand until not too long ago, how it did have a quick release to it. So I think my wife already knew how to use that, but I didn't. But anyway, for me, it has its purposes, and obviously we will not let this go, but I just didn't like how it worked. Now, along those lines, going back to some cheap stuff that we started off with, what happens when you buy the cheapest stuff is you get the cheapest stuff. And this is pretty janky, and after you get it together as best you can, it's just a kind of a wobbly mess, if you can kind of see that. So, and a lot of times, just the weight of the on and off button will actually pull it off of where you have it set up. So this is going to be replaced in the future, later video. But what I've been excited about and want to do it for y'all is my unboxing. All right, so straight from the mailbox, and there's actually 3 different things that I got, but it came in 2 packages, so we'll open those up real quick. Are you ready? Yeah, so those are 2 pieces right there, so I'm just going to pull out the big one. Pull out the big one so you don't see the little one yet. If I can get it out. Is the SwitchPod. So we used to watch a lot of Pat Flynn stuff, still watch his stuff, but back when he was talking about this years ago, when they were working through inventing it, every time I saw or heard anything about it, I was really interested in trying it out. So it's been years, and I finally picked mine up. One of the things I wanted to say is it's a really nice box. It's kind of like, how the nice boxes you get from Apple. But it has your basic instructions, and from what I'm seeing, it's pretty straightforward. So if you're a guy and you're probably not going to read the instructions anyway. So I do have 3 different pieces. One of the things that I saw was that if you just bought this part, I could take the Joby ball connection there and the phone and what I already own, take it off of the Gorilla stand there and use it on this. But you'll see I had different thoughts when I ordered this one. So let's see. Ooh, wow. Look at that. That's all fancy and swanky for the box that I'll probably never use again. So here is the first time I've actually held it in my hands. Oh my word, that is so light. I really did not expect it to be that light. So, of course, this has more to it than this has on there, but just really like how that feels in my hand compared to, you know, trying to grab hold of this. Sometimes I used to just do one. So, so as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. It has the mount for one of your phone holders or other attachments on the top right there. And for a guy, this is really nice. It's got a very big knob that you can turn to connect that. I do remember them saying there is a hole on this side and there's a screw hole on that side that you can add attachments to that later. But right now, if you notice, there's basically 3 legs together, and there's some magnets that are kind of holding them, and there's a trick. So I'm not sure how good I am at doing this, but when you're filming, if you can kind of put your hand right here, and you can set it down super quick. The beauty of this is that if you notice, it's sitting down, 3 legs, ready to go. If I was trying to do that here, well, you get the point. Also, if you're transitioning from a flat surface, and I don't have that trick down very well, but you can flip it back up and go to filming real quick. So, part number 1. Let's get out part number 2. Now, there is a part in there, but I already saw what it is, and I want that one to be pulled out third. So let's get part number 2. And SwitchPod just, I don't know how long it has been, but they just came out with their own ball mount. So, you know, you would ask me why would I get a separate one when I already have one, that there's actually nothing wrong with the one we have. It's so that I'll be able to have 2 cameras set up. That's going to be a complete setup by itself, and this will be set up at all times for whatever need. So I can throw those in my backpack and have them. So let's open this one up. Once again, they got the fluorescent yellow going on. Kind of like the Apple boxes where it's so snug that getting them out. Ah, that's why. Should have taken the plastic all the way off because voila. So, look at that. That's the SwitchPod version, and very solid piece. Where some of these, especially some of the cheaper ones we bought, were very plastic. This is kind of a good mixture of being, you know, solid. It's metal, but it's not heavy. So I think all of this is made out of aluminum. So also for a guy, it's pretty nice to have a good size knob to turn when you're trying to make adjustments for your ball type. So once again, if you had this, you can screw your camera on top of this, and you can screw your DSLR, or what we're doing mostly right now are iPhones, but we have the DSLR. We might do that in the future, and it can handle the weight of some pretty big equipment. So it is easier. You can reach the screw with the legs down, but it's easier if you pull them all back and then just crank it down. So, and the beauty about this is I can choose where to set that up so that when I'm trying to tighten it down, it's not with the legs, by loosening this, turn it a little bit, and tighten it back up. So, there's part number 2 that goes with this, made by the same company. If you're familiar with Pat Flynn and Smart Passive Income, he and his partner created that. Versus this one, which has its place, and people have been using it for a long time. And like I said, plan on keeping that all together like that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure by now you figured out what part number 3 is. Voila! So they have come up with their own phone mount. So let's see what it's like. All right, so just like the ball attachment, made out of aluminum as well. A good happy medium between solid and light. It's light compared to some of the others that I've used. This one has the ability that you can turn your phone both horizontal or vertical. So depending on what type of shot you're trying to do. And then on the side, you're able to make it whatever width you need to, and then tighten it back down. The only thing that, and I may have to get, oh no, that's still my work. I've got another piece coming to my arsenal, which is an upgrade, and we should get it hopefully sometime this week. But it looks like I'll be able to mount something. We'll talk about that in another video here by turning the holder this direction. So this just goes right in there. You screw it down and you're good to go. So now you'll be able to just real quick grab that thing, mount, do your shots, switch from walking around to setting it down and back. The only thing I've heard people say, which I can get, is that if you're in a real big hurry, bringing the legs back around, if you'll listen, there's a little bit of clanking in there. So obviously there's ways around to deal with that sound, but give me a second and let me put my phone in here. Let's kind of get a feel for, with some weight in there. Because I know some people who do this a lot are often complaining about just the weight of holding it out there. Oh wow, yeah, I feel like I could do that all day long. And what I was really curious about was when you switched to setting it down, I think it actually puts your phone in almost a perfect height for filming if you just set it right on the desk right there in front of you. So it looks like it's ideal height, which I'm sure is part of the design. So there is the new toy of the day, the upgrade from the old and the super cheap to something that was well thought out, You can see from on their website, there's a lot of thought and process they went through developing this. If you're interested in all three of these pieces, we'll include the link in the description below so that you can just click on it and go check them out. I got mine from Amazon, got it in a couple days, so super nice. So I look forward to telling you later, after using it for a while, how it's going, and we'll get a follow-up video on that. Y'all have a great day. Thanks.